Good morning, students. It is the third video of the lesson, the Browning version. It is one of the sixth lessons given in the book of literature Hornbill. It is a lesson for CBSE students, and in this lesson, you will know about the Browning version written by Terence Rattigan, which is an excerpt from a play from Rattigan's book. The Browning version, it is translated by Robert Browning. The scene is set in a school. Tableau is a student of 16. He is a pupil of teacher named Crocker Harris. He has come for extra work. He is expecting his results the next day. Mr. Harris has not arrived because it is his last day at school and he is very busy. Mr. Frank is a young teacher. When he comes, he finds Tableau waiting. They fall into conversation. Both of them start talking. The conversation between Tableau and Frank gives the reader an insight into the characters of teachers as well as students. Tableau reveals what type of teacher Crocker Harris is. He is very strict, and Frank himself reveals himself. So here he is quite different from Crocker Harris. He encourages Tableau to mimic Crocker Harris, which he does not like, as Frank was jealous of Crocker Harris. So this is the thing that happens, and here you will also know some of the things that happens in this video. Again, I would like to introduce you with the characters that are Mr. Crocker Harris, a senior teacher who is on the verge of retirement last day. Tableau, a student who is 16-year-old. Mr. Frank, a new teacher. He is young, very popular, likes to make jokes. Millie, Crocker Harris' wife, and Mr. Crocker Harris here that you have learned. Frank feels jealous to see that students hold Mr. Crocker Harris in such fear. He encourages Tableau to make fun of Mr. Crocker Harris, but he understands. Here, one thing is very clear, that a student has this very perception who is what. How a teacher can talk with a student. How one teacher tries to make fun of the other teacher. It is not a thought that Tableau has in his mind. Rather, he expects that one teacher should have a respect for the other. In the meantime, Mr. Crocker Harris comes there. Mrs. Crocker Harris comes there. She says that her husband has gone somewhere and it would take him quite some time to come back. Actually, he has gone to Bursar, where it would take some time. She asks Tableau to go and play until Mr. Crocker Harris comes. Here, Tableau is afraid to go. She says that she will take the blame on herself and sends Tableau to a chemist to get some medicine. Clearly, the chief purpose is not to get the medicine but to help the poor boy enjoy the freedom for some time at least. Here you can see some of the things, some of the photographs. Frank Hunter, Millie, Crocker Harris, they are Frank Hunter and Millie. Both of them like to share their ideas together, while she does not like her husband. And Crocker Harris and John Tableau. Here you can say that Crocker Harris, Millie, and Frank Hunter. These are the scenes of the school taken from the dramatic conditions. Here are some questions that you will understand. Comment on the attitude shown by Tableau towards Crocker Harris. Here you know Tableau's attitude towards Crocker Harris is rather complex. He has a grudge against him for calling him to do extra work on the last day of school. Tableau is respectful towards Mr. Crocker Harris and likes him for his principles. He criticizes him for being a feelingless person, yet regards him an extraordinary master. He is mortally afraid of him and dare cut the extra work even on the last day of the term. Here, he is very much scared of him also. Even when Harris is late and Frank suggests that Tableau could go back on that pretext, Tableau refused to do so. Means he wants to meet him finally. Tableau is very obedient and respectful towards Crocker Harris, but he is sure that this shows respect is not like to help him in getting his removed. He says that Crocker Harris is a special person because he is the only one who seems to dislike being liked. It is one of the best qualities of a teacher that he, instead of being liked, he likes to be disliked because he wants that his children, his students, should do work hard. And that is the only method of improving the learning and scholastic view of his students. Now the second question is like this. Does Frank seem to encourage Tableau's comments on Crocker Harris? Yes, here it is like that. Yes, Frank seems to encourage Tableau's comments on Crocker Harris. He shows appreciation for Tableau's imitation of Mr. Crocker Harris and asks him to repeat it. On smoother occasions, Frank tells Tableau not to keep a good joke narrated in the style of Mr. Crocker Harris to himself, but to tell it to others. That is not good. When Tableau imitates Crocker Harris, Frank tells him that he has gone too far, but just after that he asks Tableau to repeat it. He enjoys when he thinks Crocker Harris is being ridiculed. Again, when Tableau refuses to go back home, Frank asks him if Harris beats him and the other boys. In the end, he asks Tableau not to be so selfish as to keep a good joke to himself. So it is the thing that he says. What do you gather about Crocker Harris from the play? It is a very good question indeed that you must know. Crocker Harris appears as a steam master who is a man of principles and a stickler to the rules. He believes in fair assessment of his students and is not swayed by emotions as the man is hardly human. He is not a sadist but strict in performance of his duties. And every teacher should be like that. Even on his last day at school, when he is over busy in his own affairs, he does not neglect his duty towards his students. Here, this Brownian version likes to just tell us that there are two kinds of teachers in a student's life. One likes to make some kinds of comments, some romantic things that really attract the children temporarily, but such teachers like Crocker Harris, who is not a sadist but a real worker, a real well-wisher, who is very strict, though he is disliked, he doesn't care, but he knows that his ultimate goal is to make the students work hard, and finally that would bring a certain good result. That is the final goal of the teacher, and ultimately the students realize it and understand and appreciate such teachers forever in life. Thank you children, thank you. I will tell you something more in the next videos. Thank you.